Another day, another drama in the Cardano ecosystem. We've got some news updates here. We're going to look at the Snek.fun launch last week. We're going to look at 3UTXO trying to bring VCs to Cardano, and also this new drama around Levvy Finance and this SparkkyFi lending aggregator out there. Lots happening in the Cardano space, lots of dramas here. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, I'm Peter Buick. Hit that like, subscribe on your way in, and we're going to look at all these dramas that have happened over the weekend. Certainly is rather entertaining. And the very first one that we have here is all around the Snek.fun launch. This was launched last week on the 5th of September. And I have to say, from the looks of it, it went phenomenally well in terms of user engagement and bringing in users to the ecosystem. The transaction count, according to the graph here that Rick put up, was the highest amount of transactions in 3 years for Cardano. That is phenomenal. That's really good to see. And it hit an all-time high in transaction record. So this is phenomenal for Cardano. Now, the team did a fantastic job of bringing people into the Cardano ecosystem. Lots of meme coins launched, a lot of meme coins, and you can launch a meme coin on the platform for as low as 25 ADA. And that's all it takes to start a meme coin. You can grab a picture off the internet of this like gyros and then start a meme coin. So it's phenomenally easy. Barrier to entry is way down now for people that are wanting to do something like this. But there was a little bit of a problem here. And this was the bit of load that we saw on the chain. And it wasn't because it couldn't do so many transactions per second. That wasn't the issue, but more so something to do with how the scripts were using memory and CPU. And this graph here kind of shows you the load here. See the amount of CPU usage? Wow, that's incredibly high. And the memory usage seems a lot higher than normal as well. The size of the each of the transactions in blocks, it does increase, but you can see the memory usage is the main problem here. Now, our Cardano devs did do an inspection on this to find out exactly what was going on. Pi here is working on a brand new tool that he's using called Gastronomy. I've got links to it down below. But using this, you can inspect what the script is doing. And here we can also see a breakdown from Adam Dean looking at the script's memory usage down here. And you can see here, it's set incredibly high. So it seems that the devs hard-coded high values into the scripts here. Maybe this was used for testing or something and left in to the production code and executed on the mainnet. And the Splash Protocol team have taken responsibility for this one here. So unfortunately, it didn't meet everyone's expectations on the launch of the Snek.fun platform, but they have rectified this, and the overall experience now is pretty much instantaneous transactions and a hell of a lot smoother than it was on launch. So if you're one of those people that did jump onto the platform at launch and experience the mempools on the transactions building up and your transactions just not getting through, it's all been fixed now and the experience now is completely different. I don't trade in meme coins. I don't jump on platforms when they launch either. I wait for these certain things to settle down and bugs to be fixed. And this is a good example where waiting a little bit to see what happens could save you a lot of time and energy too. Now, another platform that launched the next day was the Minswap Launchbowl. And now the Launchbowl that Minswap have has been used for various projects, rather big projects from Smart Places, Fluid Tokens, Indigo, Muskosi, and so on and so on. And now it's completely permissionless and open source, so anyone can jump on and launch their own meme coin on the platform as well. The liquidity bootstrapping event is a nice way of going about it if you've participated in any of these LBEs before, where you put your liquidity into the pool, then wait for the price discovery to happen afterwards. Then after a certain time, the token is launched at that price. So it's a nicer way of doing it. It's a lot slower in how it works, and it launches the token in a very fair and distributed manner. So I like the LBE, but it doesn't have the type of hype that Snek.fun or Pig Party has, where it really hyped up the meme coin mania and drove people to the chain. Now, one of the downsides that we're seeing at the moment is that we're seeing all of these meme coins dominating on platforms like TapTools. So if you're looking for data of what's happening on the Cardano ecosystem, you're looking at what's made the most gains in the last 24 hours. It's all meme coins. So people are jumping into these various meme coins and going through there. I, for one, prefer bigger platforms such as Igon or World Mobile as opposed to meme coins. That's my preference in general. Now, this next bit of drama is from an X space that Rick McCracken hosted for the 3UTXO team around bringing in VCs to the Cardano ecosystem. Now, this was an AI transcript that summarized the conversation for me. It is a 2-hour space. I don't have the time for that, but if you have a glance over this transcript that I used AI to generate, it did a very good job of piecing it all together. I had some other people review it and just to make sure of its accuracy. There's a couple of typos in there. I'm sorry, guys. There are some typos and mispronunciations, miswritings of how things are pronounced. But it gives you an idea of what's going on with the 3UTXO team and what they're trying to do in general. Now, the main premise around this, or what people are mainly afraid of, is that the team is mostly inexperienced as VCs. They've got experience in business, they've got experience in working in the crypto space, but it seems that they don't have that experience as VCs to fund various projects and bring in more value to the chain. So this is what people are mainly afraid of, what they're concerned about, and there were some suggestions from the community which could bring this forward and make this a possibility. And one of the things that I do like is for the team to ask for smaller amounts of funding, such as the 20 or 30 million ADA, to prove their concept ideas and bring trust to the community. So if you don't know the team, you don't know their background, you don't know if they're capable of delivering on what they promise, you wouldn't exactly jump on a 200 million ADA proposal and vote for that to get passed and give these guys funding. So small amounts of funding and see how they deliver things is probably a lot more appealing. Now, one thing that we do need to know and understand is with all governance actions, there will be this phase of collaboration and discussion before things are put on chain. You won't see many proposals simply just go on chain with a governance action ready to vote without community collaboration, discussion, and iterations on the proposal before they put online. It does cost ADA to put a proposal, a governance action online for people to vote on. And if people don't know the team, they're not aware of the proposal, they most likely would abstain or hit no on that particular governance action. So there's a lot of community engagement, a lot of iteration, a lot of awareness that needs to be done on each and every proposal before it turns into a governance action for voting. So this is, I see, a good thing for the 3UTXO team in general, because it's engaging with the community and maybe they can come up with a middle ground where they can get a proposal online, some funding at least to get them up and going into the space. So we'll wait and see how this one goes. We don't have governance actions and treasury withdrawals for at least another 2.5 months. After December, we'll see this happen. And then they may put in a pitch proposal then that's very refined and more acceptable to the Cardano community. Like I said, we're going to see this with all proposals that come online. We've got the Intersect budgets coming out, all the working groups, they have their proposals as well, and they're going to be up for community review. And a lot of people are going to drill into them, all the line items, etc. So the budgets are coming out, so be aware of this. There's going to be a lot more of this drama. Okay, this next drama here is around Levvy Finance and a new platform called SparkkyFi. Now, this here is a platform that Avatar Nick built. He's behind so many protocols. He's one of those devs that works 24 hours a day. I don't know how you do it, mate. But he's being accused of copying Levvy Finance. And for some reason, I thought Nick was one of the devs behind Levvy Finance anyway. So he may have done a lot of the code for it in the first place. But what happened here was that Levvy Finance on the Chang hard fork upgrade had issues and it wasn't compatible with the Chang hard fork, and the devs, the team had to overall work their butts off to make it all compatible before users loans were liquidated. Because if the price moves too much and they can't access the platform to pay their loans or add in more collateral, it means that their loans could be liquidated. So this was a problem. This was a problem. There's a lot of people with big loans on the platform. So they worked their butts off to try and get things fixed. But here, Nick jumped in and he built another website called SparkkyFi, whatever it's called, and it interacted with the Levvy Finance's smart contracts. And as a result, the Levvy Finance front-end interface couldn't see what was happening with those smart contracts, and as a result, transactions, things were failing on the Levvy side of things. So now the Levvy team are very upset in regards to this. His website is literally breaking theirs. Now, one of the things you need to know is that any of those smart contracts that are online, that are on chain, anyone can interact with that smart contract. If I wrote a transaction on my own, on my computer here, and then submit it on chain to interact with someone else's smart contract, maybe it's Minswap's smart contract, I can do that. I don't need to use the Minswap front end to use the smart contracts that they have on chain. I can do that all myself. I can script all this and automate it and have really fast, smooth transactions directly from my computer, and I don't need to interact with the front end. So I can bot script this and do some really cool trades. So I haven't seen Nick post anything about this. Now, he is one of the best developers in the Cardano space, and I don't suspect that there's malintent with whatever he's building in general. He's definitely there for the Cardano space. So I'd love to see what's going on here more deeply. I have started looking into the SparkkyFi platform as well. It does look very similar to Levvy, I have to admit. Even if they just change the colors a little bit and move the bear to the other side, visually it would look different. It would probably work exactly the same because it uses the same smart contracts. Now, the main difference here, SparkkyFi is an aggregator where it collates all of the borrowing and lending that's out there in the ecosystem and puts it into one place. So at the moment, it looks like it's only integrated Levvy, but I'm sure it's going to have LendFi and anything else out there that has borrowing and lending built into it, and then aggregate it all into one spot. I think that's kind of useful. I don't do any of this borrowing and lending. I think it's a little bit risky for my appetite, but I can see why the Levvy team are a little bit upset here. If you look at this, you pretty much think it's the same thing. Anyway, links all down below to the discussions here. This is a brand new one, so we'll see which way this goes. Let me know what you think about the drama that's happening in the Cardano space at the moment. Now let's move over to some good news in the Cardano space, and this post is from Sebastian. He's a long-term dev in the Cardano space, building infrastructure, not just in Cardano, but in other ecosystems too. And he writes this: I'm personally pretty bullish right now. My feeds across all chains is devs trying to build real apps. Even those working on infra, there's more focus on tools solving known pain points in order to ship real things. This is brilliant. This is what you want to hear from the hardcore devs building infrastructure, building things out there. So I'm really excited about that. And here are some projects that are building some really cool things. First one here is ADAOZ, and they're just about to launch sometime tomorrow the Subhandles. So I've been waiting for this for a long time, and Subhandles bring in some really good utility for the existing ADAOZ. We've seen the price of ADAOZ skyrocket with people trading the ADAOZ looking for some really good names. But essentially what you can do is you can sell subhandles, so handles that are under your main handle that you may have. So I might have a handle of a really common last name like Smith. Then I can sell the subhandles for everyone that has that last name. So John Smith, Amanda Smith, whatever it is. So now I can sell that on my own minting page, charge a fee for it, maybe like 5 ADA, and then you can mint that. You have the base fee plus your 5 ADA profit, and then you can make some money out of that. That's really cool. And that's why a lot of people are trading this at the moment. So this is all going to go online live in roughly the next day. So do check this one out. I do love what the ADA Handle team have been building over the last 2 or 3 years everything that they've done is so useful. Now, I do have various ADA handles as well, and I really need to customize my ADA handle so it's upgraded to the new one where it's visually more appealing. I really got to do that. Anyway, big shout out to ADA handle team there. This next news item here, which I thought was absolutely brilliant to hear, Sarah from Socious DAO, they secured a $220,000 grant to build Shin, and this is a no-code self-identity platform. This is brilliant. There are so many people out there wanting to deliver and build self-sovereign identity solutions, but this one here lets you build it without any code. And this brings down barriers to entry hugely, making it a lot easier to use identity systems. Now, I believe they do use Atala Prism. They implemented a long time ago on their platform, but now taking this to the next step and making it even easier to implement is the key here. So more people can use it and bring this type of solution on chain. So this is absolutely amazing. Sarah, congratulations on that. Hopefully we do get to see more of this. There is a demo of this coming up at the Tech for Impact Summit coming up really soon in Japan as well. So I'd love to see that presentation. Hopefully it's recorded. Please let me know. This next news item here is around Finance, and there are rumors now that they are bringing gold very soon to the Cardano ecosystem, tokenized gold through their platform. We don't have any details yet. They're just teasing this out. We don't have any idea of their gold custodial partner who is actually holding the gold or who they're selling it through. So we don't know any of those details yet, but to get to this point requires a huge amount of legal work. So really good to see. This is a lot more exciting than Granite selling rocks. Sorry guys, but it is. Gold is a much more desirable asset to purchase. So hopefully we see this one on soon, and hopefully the mint is a little bit bigger so I can actually participate in this one as well. There was a limited amount of Granite that was sold through their platform, so hopefully we see more gold here so I can actually participate as well rather than it selling out before I can jump online. And the demand for these real world assets is massive. Patrick will be at Token 2049 in Singapore later this month. And they're running a round table, and they limited it to 75 guests. There's space limitations, for a real world event. And they're almost at 500 signups for this one here. So that's absolutely insane. There are a lot of people interested in real world assets, and this is a really clear indication that they're in the right space here. So again, hopefully I get to see some of these presentations. Unfortunately, I won't be going to any of these events this year, but maybe some of this will be online, maybe recorded. Maybe Patrick, you can put a iPhone in the background and record it for us. I'd love to see what this is all about. Now, this other platform here, Kreate, in my last news update, I mentioned that they were having issues with their upgrade. A lot of people are having some issues with the upgrade post-Chang, and they had to look into sunsetting the platform. But good news, Kreate is back. Kreate is one of those platforms that a lot of artists in the Cardano space use. And you can see here from all of the quote tweets from all of these artists, people that use the platform, they are so happy that it's back. So we are back with a platform for artists within the Cardano space, and we're going to see hopefully a lot more attention to this as well. It's one of those platforms that comes and goes with waves and trends of NFTs, but hopefully we see more artists use the platform again, and more attention is around it. There's a lot of really cool stuff that's being launched on it. Now, my stake pool, I did mention in one of my last news updates that it did have some problems post-Chang hard fork as well, but it seems that it's all smooth sailing now. We haven't missed a block. We haven't had any propagation time issues either. We've minted every single block that we've been assigned so far this epoch. So I'm really happy with that performance of the pool now as well. So thank you everyone that is still delegating to ADAOZ. You guys absolutely rock. Thank you so much for that support there. And I'd also like to do a quick shout out for all the members of the channel here. Here are all the channel members at the moment. You guys absolutely rock. For a small little fee every month, you help support my coffee addiction. So far, I've got about 15 members on a regular basis here. So there's 30 days a month. I would love to get this up to 30 so I can have a coffee a day. That'd be absolutely brilliant. But you guys absolutely rock. Thank you so much for supporting the channel this way. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my new channel, I do have a new channel dedicated purely to tutorials. Whenever I post tutorials on this main channel here, it bombs, it tanks. It takes my viewerships down several hundred views. And as a result, the next videos that come out also tank as well. So I'm trying to change it so it works better with YouTube algorithm. So if you want tutorials, if you want to learn things, how to do things in the Cardano space, make sure you subscribe to this channel here and you'll get these tutorials where you can actually go through governance, you can learn how to stake various assets, you can do trading, you can do derivatives, all sorts of things. I'm going to be posting it all there. And that is it. That's all I have in this particular Cardano news update. Thank you for watching all the way to the end here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe, notification bell on your way out. And I'll keep you guys up to date with all this drama that's happening in the Cardano space. I'll see you in the next video.